the day, and obviously I've got like the prayer list that I do, and I did some this morning when I woke up, and my thought process, because of the amount of abuse I went through, I feel like it's a parallel universe. And what do I mean by that? I feel like in my case, obviously someone's been living as me for over 25, 30 years, and everyone seems to have known about it but me. I say but me, obviously they've tried to keep me asleep, haven't they? And I don't know who makes the decision as to who can live on my ancestors' wealth. I guess that's a separate one for another day. But when I talk parallel universe, we hear a lot in the community about copycat. I don't think it's a copycat, because no one can copy me. Someone's probably trying to clone me, but it's not a copycat as such. And then you've got the doppelganger, and then you've got the parallel universe where different timelines have different things. And I think that what's happening at this moment in time, what spiritual realm are doing, is every timeline is collapsing. So where people were pretending to be somebody else, all those timelines are collapsing, and therefore you're only left with the reality. So I think spiritual warfare, the reason why I was attacked so much, because I've never been on the internet before, and even when you used to search me, I'd never come up. Even with Facebook, I'd never come up. So it was like there was a strategic plan to keep me hidden. And obviously when I popped out, obviously that blows the timelines, doesn't it? Because it then becomes reality. And obviously if the masculine, whoever the masculine is, was asleep, then obviously he will awaken when the divine feminine awakens to a reality. And obviously we all know that those around us sometimes are actually your enemy. Their contract is to stop you from reaching wherever you're supposed to reach, and your unions and stuff, and that's their contracts. And our contracts is to progress forward. So the concept, I believe, is more about the parallel universes, and different timelines have different things happening in there, and all those timelines are now merging into one and just collapsing. So you only have one timeline, which is now, and the reality. And also, when we look around and you see that some people have been living off other people's good karma, which obviously would be in their wealth as well, and it's just basically the universe rebalancing and making sure that the balance of karma, i.e. the bad karma that they still had in their bloodlines and their lineage, is now reassigned back to who it should actually be assigned to. Because one thing's for sure, I may have treaded the treadmill for quite some time doing karma and burning karma, but they borrowed karma. They didn't own it. A view called witchcraft in the name of Jesus. And they didn't own it. So when the timelines collapse, everything collapses, doesn't it? Because they didn't own it. It wasn't their energy, and it wasn't their lineage. So everything collapses. And I think if you look around the world, that's what's happening. All the things that were hidden, corrupt, and supposedly a secret were never really a secret. It was just not divine timing for it all to collapse and then implode itself. One thing that we can say about it is at least a load of souls will be saved. Those that are supposed to wake up will wake up. Those that aren't supposed to wake up won't wake up. There will be an awakening of some sort, and people will wake up to the reality of where they are, what they're doing, and oh my gosh, I've got karma to deal with. corruption and all this money and everything else, and it all links to one, doesn't it? But it's different timelines it was all happening on, and now all those timelines are colliding together and they're all being destroyed in one go, really, to leave a reality. And like I say, whoever's supposed to wake up will wake up, and those that aren't supposed to wake up won't. And those that have been pretending to be others, they will now get their karma, and they won't be doing fraudulent stuff anymore, because that's what it was, fraud. So yeah, it's part of like all this corruption. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So for me, that's a little bit more spiritual warfare, isn't it? When the truth kicks in, obviously the truth causes a problem, doesn't it? Because it's not, you can't deny it, you can't avoid it. It is what it is. You don't have to remember the truth, you don't have to explain the truth. It is what it is, and I'm sure there's enough evidence, especially with what's gone on with me, to back it up. So yeah, all the attacks and the bullying and then being filmed being bullied and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't really make any sense. But I guess I have to say thank you in a sense, because at least there is evidence now. Physical evidence, not just spiritual, because it was always in the spiritual. This was done, wasn't it? People going into the spiritual world doing nefarious things and then stealing contracts and signing people into demonic contracts. So switching, lineages and stuff like that. But obviously that's been cleaned up now. So yeah, so just food for thought. I just want to put it out there so we can all have to think about how we see our world and everything that is now collapsing and the reality of life. And I'm glad that there's no more secrets and no more manipulation and no more deception. Let's live in a world where there's a bit more honesty, trust and truth. When we're little kids, aren't we told to tell the truth? And yet I look around and I wonder to myself sometimes, what do these adults teach the children?